Good morning, Australia, and good morning, Fran.
Good morning, Will.
Thank you for joining us here on The Pilot. I'm Will DeFulvio.
And I'm Francesca Danuccio. Coming up on the show today, though, ABBA's back. Or, Will, have they ever really left?
No, ABBA's never left our hearts or our minds, I feel, but it is good that they're bringing out something special. And with ABBA on our mind, we've also got snakes on a surfboard.
Interesting. And selfie rooms, plus all your favourite segments.
But as we alluded to, ABBA is finally happening again.
Releasing a 10-song new album today.
The singles include I Still Have Faith in You and Don't Shut Me Down, including a virtual reality tour. So I think there'll be holograms. But those ABBA singles that don't really seem like ABBA titles, don't you think?
Yeah, ABBA's about self-love, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a bit like wallowing in self-pity.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds weird. It sounds something more like a Kanye track, which is quite interesting because Kanye himself is releasing his new album Donda, which dropped this week. Kanye, also known as Ye.
That really shows your age, Will, because it's pronounced yay.
Yeah,
and yes, Will is old. Donda set a record for the most streams in a 24 window on Apple Music, pulling in over 60 million plays in the United States. That makes Donda the third most streamed album ever in the first 24 hours of a release.
Rolling Stone magazine said it was an album only a mother could love, which I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, that's a bit interesting. I know the Financial Times also called it a dud.
Are you a Kanye fan?
Look, I think his older music was quite good, but I think this new Donda stuff, I'm not really feeling it.
Well, I think there are some hardcore fans out there, so it's very interesting to see how Kanye tracks with this one. If there's a few rainy days coming his way, and there might be some rainy days coming our way. Cam, can you fill us in on the weather?
Sure can, Will. Thanks, Fran and Will. Well, we are 2 days into spring and you'd still think it's winter, with rain throughout the day with a max of 14. Right now here in Mount Lawley, we've had some hail and it's 12 degrees. Looking at tomorrow, it's starting to clear up with just a 20% chance of showers, a high of 16 and low of 7. Looking at the rest of your week, Perth will be warming up for the weekend. Saturday sunny and 19, Sunday sunny and 22. Just in time for Father's Day, and Monday will be sunny and 25. Warming up nicely for Tuesday at 28, but the clear skies won't last forever. Wednesday with 22 and showers, and that's all in your weather.
Thanks for that, Cam.
Thanks, Cam.
Now, have you ever wanted to be a narcissist? Have you ever wanted to lock your self-absorbed friend alone in a room?
Speaking of narcissists, we are taking a course on how to be on TV. But the Vic Park Paparazzi Selfie Room opened last weekend and offers access to themed rooms and space free from judgmental gaze of strangers.
Now, Will, what's your best selfie angle?
None. Don't put me in a selfie.
You don't take selfies?
You don't want this right up on the camera of the phone.
I think we do. Let's take a selfie.
Sure.
Let's do it right here, right now, live
Sounds
on
like
air.
a fun.
Give us your hot face. Now that, my friends, is what I call hot.
Ugh.
That's hot.
I don't know about that one.
But in better news, we're all excited for the AFL Grand Final coming to Perth. But the big dance comes with big problems. We've already seen controversy with Eddie Maguire being denied entry into the state. But now the AFL are flexing their corporate guns.
Yes. Gage Roads will be replaced as the beer of choice at the Grand Final. AFL's partner, Carlton United Breweries, will replace Gage Roads, which is the favourite of the state here.
Yeah, and that also includes mid-strength beers, Carlton Mid and Great Northern for general submission, and other full-strength options for our corporate boxes. Palmyra-based Gage Roads Brewing won its 5-year contract to pour at Optus in 2017. Now, Gage Roads is independent. It's public on the ASX, and Carlton United Brewery is actually owned by Japanese beer company Asahi.
Right. It's interesting. Should we be having WA local talent exclusively at the Grand Final this year?
100%. WA talent, WA company, WA food, drinks.
WA fans.
Bring it home.
No, it was never really ours to begin with, was
That's
it?
true.
I mean, they only... Anyway.
Oh.
Cristiano Ronaldo's signing to Manchester United has taken the world by storm, but he has also landed himself another very famous fan one, Queen of England, Lizzie. She's ordered 80 jerseys for the Royal Court and personally requested the Manchester United to reserve the first jersey with his signature on it for her.
Now, which grandkid do you reckon she's giving that signed jersey to?
Oh, I wish I knew any of their names.
Well, I think it's a little George.
Oh, actually, I do know George. He's like got the blonde with the quiff on
Very
the
generic.
side.
Yeah.
That's how I get through life.
Now, when you're taking a dip in the ocean, have you ever wondered what's lurking below?
That's probably a fear of mine.
Definitely. Well, this surfer in Sydney kept his cool while a large sea snake decided to pop up and say hello. That is genuinely terrifying.
Yeah, no thank you, Surfy. And also, where is he? There's no land to be seen for either one of those living things. I think one person is going back to land alive.
And I think it's a snake.
That photo, yeah, I don't know how that video got submitted, but anyway, who knows? But who might know is Adelaide Williams. She has our news. Adelaide, what do you know about sea snakes?
God, that's such a terrifying experience. But I do know they're highly venomous, so I'm glad that guy didn't end up on the news for all the wrong reasons.
Jeez.
Let's get to our headlines. New South Wales has recorded 1,288 cases of COVID and 7 deaths overnight. Vaccination levels in the state have surpassed 7 million. And Prime Minister Scott Morrison will send a letter to 500,000 people who are yet to be vaccinated. He's asking over 60s in particular to get the jab. There are fears older Aussies will be vulnerable to the virus when restrictions ease. And in Queensland, a truck driver has tested positive to COVID after travelling from Sydney. He was infectious in the community for 5 days. His movements are being investigated. And in Victoria, 176 cases of COVID have been recorded overnight. 83 of these have been linked to the existing outbreak. In the US, the company behind the addictive prescription drug OxyContin will be dissolved. Purdue Pharma will have to pay more than $4 billion to address the opioid epidemic, which has killed 500,000 Americans in 20 years. This comes after a US federal bankruptcy judge approved a plan for Purdue Pharma to settle mountains of lawsuits. The payout will credit individual victims and thousands of state and local governments. You can expect delays on your parcels next week. Australia Post has temporarily paused parcel collections in New South Wales, Victoria and the ACT due to the worsening COVID outbreak. Over 500 staff from Australia Post are in isolation. The service will be shut off over the weekend until Tuesday next week, and that's all in news.
Thank you for that, Adelaide. Now, Will, what are you getting for Father's Day?
What am I getting personally, or what
Yeah,
am I getting
personally.
my father? I thought you were about to surprise me with something there, Fran. I'm probably going to get socks or some sort of musical equipment, I think.
Okay, what are you actually getting your dad for Father's Day?
I think socks or rattlesnake. You know, you hit on the desk and there's wow, because he's a muso.
Did he personally ask for that?
No, but he's going to get it.
All right, fair
we go.
enough. Now, Adam D'Attulio has our sport. Adam, please tell me a public holiday is on the cards.
See, I just don't understand why sport and a grand final is always associated with a public holiday, but maybe because it's in Perth this time. Let's hope it's on the cards. Now, the AFL semi-finals are just 1 day away, with none of our local teams to light up the action at Optus Stadium. Geelong takes on the GWS Giants for our Friday night footy, and the Bulldogs are up against Brisbane on Saturday. Cristiano Ronaldo presented a spectacular display at the World Cup qualifier last night. The 36-year-old superstar from Portugal saved the team from a draw in the World Cup in the last minute, taking a header against Ireland. Take a look at this spectacular goal.
Addiction to headline making has now become the global goal-scoring supremo. His 110th international goal.
This week, Ronaldo officially signed a deal to transfer from his old club Juventus to Manchester United. Now, some of the biggest stars have literally just picked themselves up and transferred to other leagues. So now the La Liga is left without its biggest stars. Messi's gone to PSG in France, and now Ronaldo's gone to Manchester United. Do you think the Spanish league will be as interesting as before?
I think it's got to be that interesting. I mean, it's Spanish football. They bleed football there. Come on, they're going to have talent coming through the water pipes.
But
Yeah.
Fran, what about the younger stars? Do you think they can fill those gaps?
Look, I think the Spaniards have always provided the goods when it comes to football, so I'm sure there are definitely a few youngsters there that can fill the shoes of the likes of Messi.
Let's hope those new talents get trained up soon to be the superstars of the league. Now, in US Open news, it was an apparently shocking display from the crowd as Novak Djokovic took on 18-year-old Danish player Holger Rune. Djokovic dominated the first set, 6-1. But get this, in the second set, there was a miraculous comeback from Rune, managing to force the set into a tiebreaker. Now, all the crowd were chanting Rune after that win, but Djokovic thought they were chanting boo. The world number one ended up winning straight sets. Former Deputy Prime Minister Michael McCormack wants Paralympians to be paid for their medal achievements. In the Olympics, gold medals bring home a total of $20,000 for each individual athlete, $15,000 for a silver and $10,000 for a bronze, but no prizes are awarded for our Paralympians.
No such equitable reward or financial bonus, or call it whatever you like, is on offer for our Paralympians, and I think it should be. I think there should be some sort of equity.
Now, how bad is that we don't have equality with our medal prizes in Australia?
Yeah, it is. I mean, they're exactly the same as other athletes. I don't see why they're not being compensated for their efforts.
And I mean, some of those
Definitely.
sports even look harder.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I saw something the other day where a guy was actually playing ping pong with his mouth. That's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane. $20,000 for a goal definitely should be enforced.
100%.
And that's all in sport.
Now, guys, it's time for On This Day.
Today is the 2nd of September, and there are plenty of famous birthdays.
Let's
So
take a
let's
look.
Have a look at them. Let's go. Of course, birthdays are always prepared to be celebrated. Keanu Reeves in 1964 is 57 years old.
Salma Hayek, born in 1966, 55 years old.
Francesco Catania de Diacetto, 1466, 555 years old.
And Keanu again, 1864, 57 years young.
Mark Harmon, the guy from NCIS, 1951, he's 70 years old.
The Humble Coconut, World Coconut Day since 2009.
And of course, who can forget the guy from The Matrix? The Matrix was released in April 1999. Reeves was born today.
And Keanu, the oil painting. Strangely, we could not find any information on his birthday.
Now we have honourable mentions. Our beautiful producer Andrea Burns, but we don't dare ask when she was born.
And Keanu Reeves, 1964, 57 years old. Or years young, shall I say. Time has not been aging for him.
No, Keanu's done very well for time. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today.
Big thank you to Cam on our weather, Adelaide in news, and Adam in sport.
Join us next week for another episode of The Pilot. Bye for now.
Goodbye.
Good night, Australia.